Hey everybody, this is Social Anxiety, live report here. I'm just about to go into a voiceover meeting, and it's not even hosted by me, it's hosted by somebody else completely. And I get so nervous doing these kinds of things because I think this is a video and voice meeting. And my heart is like, it's going like this right now already, even though I'm trying to stay calm. And I don't know how many people are gonna be there. I have no idea at all. But I'm recording this just to be like, if anyone else out there gets super nervous about these kinds of things, then you're not alone, because yours truly here is like, it's really starting to kick in. And I'm really hopeful that the host is an extrovert, because I know if somebody is an extrovert, they will just take over this interaction and they will lead it, and that's just fine with me. Please do that, because if I'm meeting like another introvert, then it's fine. But if they are also socially anxious, then more often than not, I find that I have to become the extrovert in that situation, and I'm not good at this. So it's always a little bit awkward, but if the other person is an extrovert, then I'm able to relax within like 10 minutes, and then it's like fine.
One more thing wanted to add for like why I'm so nervous about these sorts of meetings is that I'm hardly ever meeting like other Estonians. It's it's like always someone that speaks English, and very often it is Americans. And so I mean that's just fine, but for me as a foreigner, I get anxious because I'm like, will they be able to understand me? Will I be able to understand them? Because even though I I work in English, right? I read it every day. I type in it every day. I watch people speak it every single day. I don't have people around me right now who like speak that as a native language. So I don't interact with, especially like speaking out loud, I don't interact with people who speak that as a native language every single day. But doing it live like this, I am a little bit more nervous, but I am glad to see that I suppose my accent is understandable, because I can't even tell when was the last time anyone was like, you say again? Because it doesn't really happen anymore. So I'm glad that I'm clear.
This is so extremely typical for me. 5 minutes, 4 minutes till meeting. So typical for me. I can do whatever on stage. I can do public speaking. I'm fine. I do get nervous there too, but it's not as much as this. And this is just interacting with people. And once again, I'm gonna be painfully punctual. I'm gonna be there right at the start, at the very beginning, when I'm supposed to be there. And usually what happens is that I'm like the first person there. So now I have to talk. It's fine. It's not that I don't want to see them or something. It's just I'm nervous. I'm nervous. It's okay. We'll be fine in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, we will stop shaking and everything will get into the flow, hopefully. Okay, guys, I'm going in. Oh my God.
I started sneezing a lot, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And then my eyes were tearing, and I'm like,
"Hi, Kelly. How are you?" Kelly's new.
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
Good. We're just talking lip tattoos and eyebrow microblading.
Oh my god. Have either of you gotten that done before?
Well, the reason I'm not on camera is I got my lips tattooed, and they just are like hamburger right now, and I just don't want to deal with it. So
I'm in Estonia right now.
Estonia. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's not that amazing to be right next to Russia, but
I know, but it's really far from where we are. That's what's amazing about it.
Yeah, that's true.
I am thinking either you're overwhelmed or you already know all this stuff.
Is it
awesome? I love it.
Is it okay to ask more questions?
Of course.
Because I just wanted to make sure that like Patty was like done speaking first.
Yeah, no, sorry, my service over here is horrible, so I'm done. I'm completely done.
Okay.
Quite frequently, Kelly, we just talk over each other, so you're
I'm one of these people who's just like always like waiting for like a pause before I like insert anything.
That's okay. I appreciate that. You know, if you're like behind the times on stuff, it's hard.
Yes. I feel like there's always something new, and it's like constant, pretty much.
Constant. I think people don't realize how much work it is to be a voice actor, and I think a lot of people will not become an official voice actor or talent after they see the work and the technical skills that you have to have, both with audio engineering, computer skills, reading your scripts. You know, it's not just having a good voice at all.
Yes.
Right?
It's not a good voice business, you know.
Nope. It's not a good voice. That's a great way to say that. Jeez, I love that.
What did she say?
It's not a good voice, and it's not a great voice business.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You guys take care. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Melissa.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
I got this idea to add this because the host, Melissa, and I have been communicating a lot more since the meeting, and we both agree that apparently this is like super normal. Social anxiety is super normal among voice actors and I guess performers and artists. All of us, it's very normal to have social anxiety or performance anxiety. It's hard to believe, right? Because we're out there all the time, on stage or on screen, and it manifests differently for everyone. Like mine has more to do with just kind of everyday interactions with people. And so it's just very difficult for me to like go to like a Zoom meeting. And before this meeting, I was really kind of fighting with myself. I was like, am I going to this or not? Because I don't do this that much. And I feel like this is kind of the trap. You see this flying around here. I'm under a tree. This is a trap that a lot of us fall into as anxious people, that it's the easiest thing is to just not go. Right? That's the easiest thing. Just don't put yourself into that situation. But it's interesting when your work kind of requires it sometimes. Or maybe even a lot. Very easily I could have just told myself, oh, you know, it's just a Zoom meeting. I don't, because this was not mandatory or anything. I don't have to go. I could just be here and everything would be the same as ever. But in the end, I figured, you know what? I'm just gonna go in there and I'm gonna see what it's like. Because I just figured I'm not really doing anything else today. And if it's really bad, like if I am completely overwhelmed by this environment, then I don't have to go again. You know what's one other thing that I just remembered regarding this? Actually, like one day before I decided that I'm going to the Zoom meet, I had a dream at night that was kind of a nightmare about the Zoom meet. It was a nightmare because the Zoom meet went like terribly. I must have been like very anxious about this in fact, to have like a whole ass nightmare about it. And that's just more fuel to the fire of fear, you know? That I could have just decided, oh, I'm definitely not going to that now. But I did it anyway. And it was nothing like the nightmare that I had about it. And don't ask me what happened in the nightmare because I don't even remember that. I just remember that it was a nightmare and that everything went very badly. So, you know, I do believe that dreams can be like premonitions about things to happen. But sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're just showing you that you are fearful about something or nervous about something. And that's what I think that this was. It's worth going anyway. In this case, at least. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to go in there. I'm going to see what's what. I'm going to see who's who. And go from there, pretty much. So if you are out there right now, also in between about something like this, you're not sure if you really want to go because this is, you know, really, for us, it's really coming out of our comfort zone to do that kind of thing. And you never know how it's gonna go. And it always goes differently from what you are imagining, I think. You can always just think, hey, if I don't like this, I don't have to do it again. I'm just gonna go in there and see what's going on. I find that it helps to make it like more of a chill thing in your mind. But in this case, it wasn't too much. I actually liked it. And for sure I'm going again. Especially because now the host and I are talking a lot more. And it's funny, because I know you're probably watching this right now. And you might find the start of this video very funny. You know, where I was like, I hope the host is an extrovert. Because now you've told me you're not. So we are very alike in that way that we're not extroverts, but we can kind of handle it for a certain period of time when something that we're doing we're just passionate about. And so I just want to say once again, you did a phenomenal job and you've made everyone very comfortable, even though you're not extroverted. I feel like that's an achievement of some sort, you know? And maybe for you too, it's kind of coming out of the comfort zone to do this kind of thing. To anyone else out there watching this right now, just know that this is extremely common to just feel like this is very hard to deal with. And more people than you would think have it.
All right. Well, you just saw some of it. By the time I was asking questions, we had already been there for like an hour, so it was quite all right. And it was quite all right because she's a very good host. They were already in the middle of something when I got there, so actually I'm glad that somebody else was there, you know, before me, because they were already in discussion about something very interesting. Because the hosts just said that we don't really need to turn on cameras for this one because it was, you know, we were looking at her screen. But I ended up turning it on anyway because, well, first of all, I started to feel kind of more comfortable. But also I'm just one of these people that I don't have very many like audible cues that I'm listening to you. And so I've had this happen before, that people are just like, are you there? Are you listening? Did you get this? And because I didn't say anything. I try to do that, but sometimes it's just like I do this at the wrong time or something, and so I don't do it a lot in fear of that. But I do, at least I feel like I have visual cues at least. So like I'll be nodding my head or something and they can see that at least. So I turned my camera on. And now I'm kind of figuring that maybe I prefer a video call for that specific purpose. And now I'm just feeling like an energy spike again. This is not like an extrovert's energy spike where you get energized by interacting with people. For me, I know that this is like, okay, I interacted with them. It's adrenaline, it's still up there. And I know in like 30 minutes to an hour from here, I will come down from that and I will just be like, dead. That has nothing to do with the people. It's just I'm introverted and it takes a lot of my energy. It just takes a lot of energy for me to do these kinds of things and talk to people in this kind of way. But if I already know the person and we've already spoken live and we've already seen each other and maybe it's been a couple of times already, then it's fine. It's whatever. Then I can maybe even say, hey, I'm really tired today. So if I'm like, that's why. But I didn't know these people, so I just, had to pull myself together. The moment they like turn to you, and I'm like, hey, and you're new, and they start asking you things, that's the scariest moment, I think. Because you're like, oh my God, I have to say things now. I have to speak now. Everyone's looking at me. Anybody else out there like this? I wish you best of luck with your meeting, and you are gonna be just fine. I hope this was helpful to someone. So I'll see you next time. How do you guys like this place? Very nice. Naturey place out here. And I like filming outdoors because I just feel like there's no better backdrop than nature itself. And I hardly have to worry about the lighting or anything, because the sun is probably the best lighting there is. You don't get that indoors. Do you know I saw a group of bikers go by a while back? Lots of bikers don't know where they are going. And even right now, I don't know if you can hear it. I think this is a pretty good microphone, so you might not be able to hear it. But there's traffic all around this place. And it's a Saturday. So I don't know what's going on. And this is a small place, It doesn't even have anywhere close to 10,000 people. I feel like I read from somewhere that in America, you consider it a ghost town if a place doesn't have at least 10,000 people. Also, somebody told me, somebody that I passed that I know on the street, that there's even a party going on tonight. So, a party in town. So I didn't even know that. So these ghosts here be getting up to a lot of things, I have to say.